Over the past few days, I watched a live stream featuring some of the biggest names in modern Islamic apologetics: Mohammed Hijab, Hamza Tzortzis, Imran Hussein, and Subboor Ahmad. The topic wasn't Islam itself, it was a much broader question. Is atheism rational? The discussion covered a wide range of philosophical topics. The panel argued that atheism cannot adequately explain rationality, morality, meaning, or truth. We heard lengthy discussions about contingency, philosophical naturalism, evolutionary epistemology, objective morality, and whether humans can be trusted under Darwinian evolution. Several atheist guests challenged these arguments, asking for evidence, questioning the premises, and arguing that withholding belief until sufficient evidence exists is itself a rational position. I found the discussion intellectually interesting, but by the end of the livestream I couldn't shake one overwhelming question. Why are we talking about this instead of Islam? After all, these speakers are not simply claiming that some creator exists. Their claim is far more specific. Their claim is that Muhammad spoke to the creator of the universe. Those are two completely different claims. Even if every philosophical argument presented in this livestream were correct, even if tomorrow someone convinced me that some creator exists, we would still be nowhere near establishing Islam. We would still have to answer entirely separate questions. Why think that creator is Allah? Why think Muhammad received revelation from that creator? Why think the Quran is divine? Those are historical and religious claims, not philosophical conclusions. This is why I increasingly find modern Islamic apologetics unsatisfying. The discussion seems to spend enormous amounts of time defending a generic creator, while spending comparatively little time defending Islam's unique claim. Imagine someone tells you, "I own a Rolls Royce." Instead of showing you the car, the keys, the title, or a picture of themselves driving it, they spend the next 20 years arguing that they are wealthy enough to own one. Suppose they succeed. Suppose you become completely convinced that they're wealthy. What have you actually learned? Only that they could own a Rolls Royce. You still haven't seen the car. That's exactly how these discussions often feel to me. Even if I granted every contingency argument, every philosophical argument against naturalism, and every argument for a first cause, I still have not been shown that Muhammad was speaking for that first cause. The extraordinary claim remains untouched. There's another reason these discussions leave me unconvinced. The farther we move away from ordinary human observation, the more cautious I think we should become. Our reasoning works remarkably well when we're dealing with everyday reality. But when we begin making confident claims about what existed before the universe, whether every contingent thing requires an external explanation, or whether reality itself must terminate in a necessary being, we're no longer talking about ordinary experience. We're building long chains of philosophical reasoning on premises that are themselves heavily disputed. For a claim as extraordinary as, quote, "the creator of the universe spoke to Muhammad," I don't think abstract philosophy is enough. More importantly, I don't think it should be necessary. If an all-powerful God genuinely wants humanity to know he exists, why would the evidence look like this? Why centuries of philosophy debating contingency? Why endless discussions about epistemology and evolutionary psychology? Why analytic philosophy? Why not simply communicate? If God wanted me to know that he exists, he could reveal himself. He could speak. He could perform public, repeatable miracles. Imagine amputees regrowing limbs immediately after sincere prayer. Imagine God communicating openly to humanity in a way that everyone could independently verify. Wouldn't that settle the existence question far more effectively than asking ordinary human beings to navigate dense philosophical arguments? It seems strange to me that the creator of the universe supposedly wants every human being to know him. Yet the evidence depends so heavily on abstract reasoning that many intelligent philosophers reject. To me, that's backwards. If Allah exists and wants humanity to know him, I would expect divine communication, not endless human argument. So, after listening to this livestream, I come away with the same question I've been asking throughout this series. Why are we spending thousands of hours trying to prove that a generic creator might exist, when Islam's defining claim is that Muhammad spoke to the creator? That's the claim I want evidence for. Until I see compelling evidence for that extraordinary claim, debates about contingency, naturalism, and abstract philosophy don't bring me meaningfully closer to believing that Islam is true. They may attempt to defend generic theism, but they leave the central claim of Islam exactly where it began, still waiting to be demonstrated.